Welcome back, everyone. Last time we got our science good, which I've spent a little bit of it, a little lot of it, in between videos. We got our food good. We're looking pretty good right there. Look at that kohlrabi store. And our water is coming up. So, what's left? Well, if you notice, our scrap metal's not that good. So, this goal is to work on that and maybe fix it. So let's get into it. It's cycle 17, day 10, and our bad tide has just started. It's 12-day bad tide. We don't have a whole lot to worry about. But this, our scrap metal, it's getting down to slim pickings down here. Yeah. So we need to fix that. And to fix that, we started working on our mine. But the thing is, I didn't want them to start until we had our stores up well. So we're working on getting those planks up, and we're working on getting our logs, because the finished product is going to take a lot. And this is just the beginning. I still have to put the stairs in. But I did a lot of the work. Right now, it's just the stairs will help them to get down through the levels that they need to build everything, because it becomes so much easier with the pathing when they're not trying to walk right down into the dirty, contaminated, disgusting water. It's safer for everyone, which is why I didn't build stairs down the center. They'll be able to build everything from the top. But this is going to take a lot of wood, and while we have 770. The other thing is, we can come over here and start and blow this up, because I have been waiting, because I needed to blow this up So I have been waiting because I needed to blow this up for a specific reason. And once we get this first layer in, we still have to go down one more deep. So let us partake of some explosions. And how about we do this an interesting way? Let's see, we'll pick two on each side. So we'll detonate this one, and we'll detonate the opposite one on the other side. And then when we unpause it, lots of boom. So now I'm going to lay in the dynamite for the next level. And now the thing is, this dynamite isn't going to need to go into all of these places. But I need to remove this one. And then those ones on the opposite side. We should see an S. Well, sort of. There. Yep. When you take these out of play. And then let's see. Yep, I can build a staircase there. That's why my path is supposed to actually go there. Staircase there, that'll get them down. And there's actually supposed to be a staircase on the other side, which is a different step, but it doesn't. It's not that great of a deal. All right, let's speed this up so we can actually get some things done because, you know, beavers like to move at a snail's pace when it's only 1 time speed. And I need these beavers to get moving. Oh, hey. What do you know? While that was going on, our new and improved industrial lumber mill is working, is up. So this is what I spent that science on. Metal overhangs. I felt putting some metal overhangs in here would be really, really good, considering that we really could use them and not have to destroy all of our scrap metal. So let's see if this works as advertised. As soon as they finish this, network power supply demand. So it did not go into the bottom of the number cruncher. I wonder if it's only certain ones that can get power from the bottom. And I can't delete that power shaft because it's a support structure. So that's really interesting to figure out. But what I can do No, let's not delete that. What I can do is right here. So if we delete this power shaft, need you guys to grab those. And how we're going to finagle this is we are going to, well, we do need that. That power shaft there. Oh, dang it. That's why. How did they not build that? They never built that shaft. Let's see. Well, the real question becomes, if I build that, and then I put this power shaft underneath here, and that one came out the wrong direction. Yes, there is an easier way to do this, but if I increase that one, increase this one, increase this one, will they be able to reach it then? Let's find out real quick. Oh yeah, as you can see, because you know you can see it, there's a whole bunch of other stuff over here to build, but that is super low priority because I do not want them even attempting to build that right now. Aha! So yeah, that's connected. Demand is 800. No, it didn't. That shaft is working, but... Wait. Power output 400. No, power supply 800. It did connect them. So yeah. The increase for that works. Which is huge. It's huge. It's going to drop off as soon as I delete this after these are built so I can put another lumber mill there. Yeah, that's what it's called. A lumber mill. You dingus. Alright, how are these? It's not that our logs are actually low. It's just I'm using so many of them. Okay, that fluid dump goes on. This one goes off. And this one needs to go on momentarily because everything's drying up. Can't have that happen. We have 1.8k water. Alright, I'm going to pause this pump. We're going to go down to 4. And that just gave me 2 beavers with nothing to do. So how about we turn them into haulers for the time being. Man, I need all these lumberjacks lumberjacking. I don't know if that's an actual thing, but I'm saying it is right now. There's so much wood to be collected up here. Oh! I didn't even realize our population threshold is at 45. Which is huge. I wanted to get to 40. We're at 40. And we're not really making a huge dent in our food, so that's good. All that contamination. Okay, so once I get to this whole mine deal, we'll be in a good spot. As a matter of fact, I'm 200 science away from being able to unlock a mine, which we will do expediently. We'll unlock it, but another thing is we're going to need treated planks for that. Which is kind of another reason why I wanted to move all of my production. You can turn the gear workshop back on. Because when we go to build a mine, we're going to need a whole lot of gears also. What is it? 450 gears, 300 treated planks, 300 logs. So it's a lot. It takes a lot of resources to build it. All right, it is cycle 18, day 4. We have 5.1 thousand science, so we can go ahead and go to metal, and we can unlock our mine. we're not going to be able to build it yet. We need treated planks. And we're not at the point of treated planks yet. But we do have another lumber mill. And with all of those planks and 1,000 logs, I'm going to change the priority. And we are going to start working towards the mine. And let's take care of all of that. At least need the start. So we'll set all the way to that point on both sides. And they'll get started building it. But the interesting thing is, look how much the water level has come down. It's been more bad tides than droughts, but the water level is dropping, which is a good thing. Oh, and the other thing that I'm going to need to do is, let me put these in now. Ooh, another bad tide. Oh, hey! That's, you know what that means. This strip's done. It's time for some more boom boom. Dynamite! So let's start there, and let's start there. And see them meet in the middle. And we can remove that. They can carry that away. And it looks like they've gotten started on this. I am behind on explosives. I have both of those over there, so I can actually turn this one off. Because then... Yep. The power output. Now the load is only 370 for the 400 power that the engine is putting out, so we'll be good. Yeah. Turn on some fluid dumps real quick. And we'll top that one off. We still have 4 beavers pumping non-stop. And we're at 1.6K. So we are dropping a little bit, but not a whole lot. Alright, let's turn this speed up. And let things go as they will. At least for a little bit. Alright, it is cycle 18, day 9. We have a 12-day bad tide coming, but we can handle it quite easily. No, we are not letting mushrooms go. Food, most important. So I am going to pause it, and while we have a moment, we are going to move this district center. Yep. And you might be wondering how I'm going to do that. Well, the only way to move it is to destroy it and then put down a new one. Luckily, district centers are free. So we will move our district center here. And that is because I want it in the actual center of where or line up with the center of where our living space is going to be. That's the whole reason that this is lined up the way it is. So then we need a road going here, here. And instead of District 2, this is going to be called Neo Olympus. And if I hadn't hit the caps lock, Neo Olympus downtown. We'll take it back up to 4. Make sure we have our 4 workers in for our district. Which, if I had enough beavers, I do have enough beavers. I could do that. We're going to unlock a builder's hut. We're going to build the builder's hut. And then we're going to dedicate at least two workers, 2 dedicated builders. And I believe this will help us greatly in the long run. And we're no longer going to cut those trees down. Because we are going to need pine resin, which means we need pine trees to grow up and then just keep growing, or just stay, because the sap will create pine resin. So yeah, we got 7 days. That also means we're going to need to unlock the tapper shack. And since science isn't a problem, we'll place our tapper shack right there for now. Because, yeah. And then we're going to need some storage for pine resin. See, where can I store pine resin? To be fair, I'll probably just end up putting a storage over here for it. Because that seems like the most logical thing to do. Eventually, I will probably end up redesigning this and maybe building it over here. Or I should say, building it over here and then destroying this one. Because that will be the more logical thing to do. Alright, so it is cycle 18, day 19. 1 day left on the bad tide. And as you can see, I changed, and I just made it disappear. I changed the priority on these to actually stop building after they get done with this part. Because as you can see, our logs have been destroyed, so we just have to wait. We have to play the waiting game to get our logs back up. But during that time, we can still just take care of our colony and keep growing. I am tempted to put in another breeding pod, because I'm quite sure we could sustain 50 beavers. I just don't want to put in more housing that is not going to be where it's supposed to be at this moment in time. I could change my mind. You know, sometimes it be like that. And for any of you who might be yelling at the screen and yelling at me, why don't I just build the catalyst? I can't even think of what it was. The centrifuge for catalyst, and get catalyst so that way I don't have to use as much dynamite. And, you know, in case my beavers get contaminated, I'm not rushing. Well, one of the other things is that I don't necessarily have the manpower to build one right now. Like, that's a whole nother story. Like, I could build a centrifuge, but I don't necessarily have the manpower to run it. It would also require another engine or removing certain things from the ones that are already running. But I could do this. So I've put a gear workshop over here because it'll run off of these two. That shouldn't be over demand. No, that's not going to be. And so what we'll do is we'll delete those because we now have them on the other side. It's only using 200. I could actually 100% put a I could put a centrifuge right there. All right, now we get to blow this up, and that should take care of the rest of this, so I can do what I was planning on doing here. And if you're wondering what this is, I am building Sky Storm's efficient, what did he say it was? His efficient, gosh, why can't I think of it? Efficient modular storage. I will put a link to the video in the description of this one. This is something I got from him, 100%. I saw him use this, and he was like, "This is." I thought this is a pretty cool layout after I saw him use it, and so. All right, so the first layer's in, and then we're gonna take the stairs and go that opposite. So, and every time you go up, you're supposed to flip it. So I already have the second layer in, but then you make the eye with the paths. So for the second layer, you'll put your storage in. And then we're going to take, since we already actually have our staircases in because we needed to get down to here. But then we'll do our paths, eye with the paths again. And then for the next layer, you'll be like, this is a lot of wood. Yes, it's a lot of wood to create this storage system, but it is definitely worth it. I'm only going to go up 3 layers instead of the 5 because I don't necessarily need the 5 right now. And that's just, I just don't necessarily need them. So then this one, and then that one, the opposites. Then we're going to fill in our eye, and we're going to make our pathing. And this is what makes it so efficient. When you're going down to the levels, there's ways to get up and down directly. So you're not spending the extra time going in like a helix staircase. It's more of a direct path up and down. That's what makes it so efficient. So then all we got to do here is go and set up our storage. So we're going to have logs on that one, logs on the bottom layer. And so then the next layer up, you know what, we're gonna do logs still, because we want to have tons of storage for logs, because you know logs are our mainstay. But the top one, we're gonna do planks on one side, and we're gonna do treated planks on the opposite side. So there's that. So they can start building that. So I thought about it. I pondered this about the extract and building the centrifuge to get extract. And my real problem is, I looked at it. It says I have 15 scrap metal in my storage. There's 20 there. There's 15 there. There's 15 there. So that's a whopping, what, 50 more scrap metal? Plus 15. So that's 65. And I can only, that'll get me to 80 metal blocks. That's cutting it very close. Very, very close. In the grand scheme of trying to make sure I have enough metal to do whatever I'm going to need to do. Because the other thing is, you may be wondering why I just demolished that slope. So the last time I tried to do this, my silly beavers decided that it would be a wonderful, fantastic idea to just go ahead and dive right into that bad water. Because, you know, it's just a little bit of bad water. It does wonders for your skin. And, like, mutating it and stuff. I was just, like, I couldn't believe that they had done that. I was shocked. But, of course, along with being shocked, I was like, these are the same beavers that strand themselves all the time. Cycle 20, day 1. Back-to-back bad tides suck. Our water is getting low. But I put 2 more pumps in. So we got 8 beavers pumping water nonstop. That should get our water back up now that the bad tide's over. Because also, I noticed it's harder for them to pump clean water during a bad tide. Even though this is just diluted. So we're still surviving. So treated planks, besides needing them for the mine, which right now we have a whopping 5 scrap metal and 61 metal blocks. And unless I barricade off this and let it dry out so I can keep gathering the scrap metal from here, we're not going to be able to do anything until we get that mine. I think that's just going to be something I'm going to have to debate off camera, because all of it's all a mess. The only other thing I can do, since it's starting to make treated planks, is I could get irrigation barriers, which would help a lot, especially in this area, because the irrigation barriers will keep all of this stuff from dying out. So our food is still great. I mean, that's still a lot of food, but our lumber is really hurting. So with that being said, our lumberpunk industrial complex over here is running very smoothly. And I think that was really one of the big goals. We still have a ways to go to get done with this mine. But as you can see, it's drying out. So if we can just hold out until it dries out, we might be in a better situation than actually trying to block off that other scrap. Irrespective, we're still going to need, even if we get that mine open, we're still going to need more beavers, which means we need to grow our colony, because we won't have anyone to work the mines. But I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you're enjoying this a little bit more than the last last season. But I will catch you in the next video. Peace.